Hey Grade 5s, welcome to my classroom yet again. Last week I had a bit of a messy blackboard, so I fixed that up and decided to put my Bitmoji all over my smartboard instead, so it's a nicer background. It's a bit sad to be teaching in the classroom. I love being in my classroom, but it's sad because all of my desks are empty and none of you are here, and I'm teaching my laptop. But we make do with what we've got, and I'm really sure that you guys will be back with us really soon, and I'll be teaching you face to face, not just over a video. Anyway, we are going to be doing a creative arts lesson today. I'm very excited for our creative arts lesson. We haven't done any creative arts lessons just yet because it's a bit tricky to try and do the practical part of things when you aren't in the classroom with me. And also, not everyone has all of the different materials that we would need for the different activities at home with them. So we've held off on creative arts a little bit, but we're going to get into it now, and I'm really excited for today's lesson. So throughout this video, it's structured a bit differently to other videos that I've done for you, or other lessons I've done for you. You're going to be having a lot more of these small videos of me throughout the lesson. I'll be showing you different things and explaining different things to you, and hopefully that'll help you to understand the concept that we're trying to learn and then to apply it to the practical activity we're going to do. For today, we are going to be doing a drawing and colouring activity. So you should all have pencils at home and you should all have things to colour with. So colouring pencils, Kokies, paints if you would like to, it's really up to you. Those things are going to be needed at the end when we do the practical part. So keep an eye out for the list of materials, and I hope that you enjoy today's lesson. Okay, so this is all about the treasure hunt. Based on all the feedback I've gotten, it's all really, really positive and it tells me that you guys really love doing these treasure hunts, so I will continue to make them for you. We're using a FORTNITE map that is a little bit more recent for today, and that's thanks to a request from Matthew in my class. He decided that he didn't like the older versions of the map, so we will be using a more recent version. The treasure hunt is exactly the same as it always is. The clues are hidden throughout the video. You follow them, you find yourself in final location, you send the name of that final location, either the coordinates or the actual name, to me via Class Dojo. Ask mom or dad to send it, or with their permission, you can send it to me. And then I've done a little bit of an extra piece with this as well for all you people that love Fortnite so much. There is another hunt. So not the one with the clues hidden throughout, but an extra list of instructions that you need to follow, and you can find those in the description of this video. If you're watching it on YouTube, it's right down below. If you're not watching it on YouTube, you need to go to the YouTube link, and you don't have to watch the video, but you just need to look in the description to find the list of instructions. Now, these instructions are specifically if you're a Fortnite player. So if you don't play Fortnite, they might be a little bit hard for you to follow. You can try it, give it a go. I couldn't do it myself, so good luck if you do decide to do it. But that's an extra hunt. So the normal clues throughout the video, that's one hunt. The Fortnite challenge, I'll label it as exactly that. The Fortnite challenge in the description box is a completely separate hunt. And like I say, you can send both of those answers to me on Class Dojo. If you have a particular map that you would like to request, feel free to send it to me on Class Dojo. Ask mom or dad to pop me a message with your request, and I'll see what I can do with it. Good luck! So before we get into any of the other stuff for the video, it's time for our shoutouts. Last week's answer to our treasure hunt was the Dusty Depot in D4. It was quite a hard treasure hunt, but these are the children that managed to get the right answer. In 5.1, Matthew, Cody, Tristan. In 5.2, Leandro, Nicola, and Leandro. And in 5.3, Luca, Kieran, Reese. 5.4, Stephen. So much less than usual, but I'm really impressed with all of you guys regardless, and I hope that you give this week's treasure hunt a try as well. So today's instructions, you need to read through the information on each page. You don't need to copy down notes. You need to get the materials for the activity at the end ready. Complete the activity. There's no online version. And then mark your completed activity from last week. That's for PSW. And then keep an eye out for the clues to complete the treasure hunt. They'll be throughout the video. Okay, so today's lesson is all about color. We know about the primary colors. They're red, yellow, and blue. Secondary colors are made from mixing two primary colors. Secondary colors we know are purple, orange, and green. Okay, so when we're making secondary colors, we want to know what happens when we mix up colors in different amounts and combinations. So if we're trying to make a color with blue and red, for example, what happens if I use more blue, or what happens if I use more red? And we're going to see that every time you're going to get a new color. And all these colors form the color wheel. Okay, so I'm going to show you a quick video on how to make your different secondary colors. Okay, so we're going to do our different color combinations and see what's going to happen. So we're first going to do yellow and blue together. So we're going to take some of our yellow using watercolor paint, so it takes a little bit longer to do. So put some yellow onto our little paper plates. Make sure we get enough. Clean off our brush. Get some blue. And combine the two. I've used quite a lot of blue, so it's going to make quite a dark green. And it's actually like a very blue-green type of color. So if we paint that over here, we'll be able to see really nicely the different color it's made. And we can see it's definitely not yellow, definitely not just blue. It does look a bit like a almost turquoise color, a very blue-green type of color. Not painting very neatly, but you get the idea. Okay, so that's yellow and blue together, which makes our green color. Okay, and like I said, I added quite a bit of blue, so it made it a blue-green. If we did less, I'm just recording, it would come out as a lighter green. So now we're going to do blue and red together. So we're going to take our blue, put it onto our paper plate, clean off our brush, and then grab our red. Just add some water to it so it's nice and liquid-like. We need to have enough of it as well so that it doesn't become overshadowed by the other blue color. So we should have enough now. I'm going to add a bit of our red. Just want to get quite a bit out. And I'm going to put little bits of blue into my red so that we can see the color we make. Okay, this one we can see we've got quite a bit of red in the color. Now we've mixed it together. It looks almost brown on the screen, but in the light it's a purple color. And you'll see that a bit better when I paint it over here. Okay, so it's blue and red, and that's made our purple color. This is a little bit more red than it is blue, so it's a red purple. Okay. Then we've got yellow and red that we need to combine. So again, I'm going to just quickly grab some red. Put my red here. Not too much, because yellow is very light, so you need quite a lot of yellow to compensate for the darker colors. Grab my yellow. Lots of yellow in there. Okay, and then we're going to combine the two. You can really see the yellow turns very, very quickly into a new color. It takes the new pigment very quickly. This is quite a light orange that we're making over here. Put a little bit more red into it. Make a bit of a darker orange.
You can see that colour quite nicely on the screen. And you'll see it even better when we do paint with it. Okay. So red and yellow makes our orange colour, and that's a really nice orange that's come out. You can see it very clearly. Okay, so we can see very clearly that there are 100% different colours that have been made. This one looks a little bit close to our yellow, but that's because I used quite a lot of yellow. If I had to add lots more red to this, it would make it quite a bit darker.
Okay, so what do we call these colours that we mix? We know if we add more of one primary colour, the secondary colour will look more like that primary colour we've added more of. So we saw that in the previous video where I added more blue. So I said it was like a turquoise colour. We were trying to make green, we used yellow and blue, but there was more blue, so we call it blue-green. So we can see if there's more blue than yellow, it's blue-green. If there's more yellow than blue, it's yellow-green. If there's more red than blue, it becomes red-purple. More blue than red, blue-purple. More yellow than red, yellow-orange. More red than yellow, red-orange. Okay, so we can really see the more color that we add is the color that we say first, basically. So again, if we added more blue than yellow to make green, it's now blue-green. So we're quickly going to talk about complementary colors. Secondary colors complement the primary color that wasn't used to make them. So if we're looking at green, we didn't use red to make green, so red is the complementary color. If we're looking at purple, we didn't use yellow to make it, so yellow is the complementary color. And if we look at orange, we used red and yellow. We didn't use blue, so blue is the complementary color. Right, now related colors are similar and they blend well with each other. If we look at this picture here, the background is blue and green. The word that we've used is green in color. So it sort of blends with the background. It doesn't stand out very much. It's not as easy to see. Then if we look at complementary colors, they're opposites. So they contrast with each other and make each other look stronger when they are near to each other. The contrast creates what we call an emphasis. So here, if we're looking again at the same background, but now our word is in a different color, the complementary color, it jumps out. It stands out. It's emphasized. Right, now we're going to talk about today's activity. You're going to need a pencil to draw with, some white paper to draw on, coloring equipment, right? So you can use pencils, crayons, Kokies, paints, whatever you've got at home. And we're going to use those to do today's activity. If you choose to work with paint, this is just a quick disclaimer. Make sure you work over newspaper and you wear an old t-shirt. Please don't make a mess where you're not supposed to. The activity we're going to do is you're going to draw a picture that you can color in. Okay, you can choose whichever picture you want to draw. If you've got something in your head that you want to draw onto your piece of paper, you can go for it. If you can't think of what to draw, I've linked a website over here in the description box for the YouTube video or on today's instructions. You can find this link. They've got so many videos and they show you step by step how to draw different items, and there's lots of really cool things to draw as well. You're going to then color your picture using mainly secondary colors. All right, so your purple, orange, and green. And I say mainly, you can use primary colors as well, but I want to see the secondary colors mostly. You're then going to use a primary color that complements your coloring as a background. Right? So for example, if most of your picture is colored in with green, your background should be red because red and green are complementary colors. If you want to see an example of what I'm trying to explain to you in this activity, just keep watching. All right, so step 1, you draw your picture. Step 2, you color in your picture. I've used some brown, all right, but my main color that I'm using is purple. Step 3, you're going to then color in the background of your picture with the complementary color. So because I used purple, its complementary color is yellow, so my background is yellow. And step 4, you can send me a picture of your completed picture on Class Dojo. Just please take your time to do this. Don't rush like I did. I did mine very, very quickly to try and record them and put it up onto this video so that you can see what I was explaining. Okay, and then this is the marking that needs to be done from last week. This is PSW work, so you just need to find your work that you did for PSW, pause here and mark it. And then this is the large version of the map for you to use for this week's treasure hunt. Go through the video, make sure you found all the clues, and then send me your final locations.